Now, you say that you were just a 13% investor in Global Vision Products.
Yes.
At all times, right?
Always have been.
You didn't have control of the company.
No, I did not.
But as just a 13% investor, well, wouldn't you agree that throughout the years, the entire duration of the company's existence, you didn't act like a 13% investor? Isn't that true?
That is not true. I didn't act at all until 2004, and then all I did was worked out the finances because I was putting money in. I wanted to know where my money was going, and I had to clean up the company financially. I still knew nothing about I don't know anything about that business.
You say you were only a 13% investor, but you signed as president in 2000, right?
Yes.
You say you were only a 13% investor, but you took over the company in 2004. Isn't that true?
I didn't take over the company. I acted as controller of the company. And I was watching the finances. That's all I did. I didn't take over the company.
You
had nothing to do with advertising. Had nothing to do with hiring and firing.
You were only a 13% investor, but you testified on direct that in 2004 you formed a board. Do you remember that? You said, I formed a board.
Yeah, I had to.
Right. And not only did you form a board, but you put your personal accountant, Julie Martino, and your in-house lawyer, Allison Weiss, on the board, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So as just a 13% minority investor, you gave yourself control of 3 out of 5 board seats, right?
Well, who else would I have chosen? I didn't know anybody else that had the ability. Julie was chosen for the simple reason she was going through the books, and I trusted her for 20 years. Why would I not put her on the book? She's on the board. She's the one that sees everything and will tell everything and do something about it. Why would I not put Craig on the board? He was the president. Why would Henry not be on the board? He was the majority shareholder. Why would I not be on the board? I was the only other shareholder.
You put those people on the board.
Henry, and I think Henry, Craig, and myself were on the board already. I added 2 people. Melissa was also. So I added 2 people to the board. If the board didn't like it, they respected those 2, they would have said, we don't want them on the board. Now, I think Allison drew up a lot of documents saying whatever the board rules were, I can't remember them. But she had brought that into it was all legitimate, believe me. I wasn't trying to bamboozle anybody.
And the person who you were just a 13% minority shareholder, but you were the person who was elected to be the chair of the board, right?
Yeah, because you think they would have taken notes if I didn't do it? Somebody had to run the meeting, and I knew where I wanted this company to go. I wanted to clean up this company and move ahead. And that's why I was chairman.
And even though you only had 13% of the shares, you were able to take control to clean up the company, right?
That's right.
And you ran the board meetings and you took the minutes, right?
Yes, because they have respect for me as they have all my life.
And in 2004, when Malta and Madden, you used the phrase abandoned ship. You remember that?
I did. Excerpt did.
They abandoned ship. But you didn't abandon ship, did you?
No, because that's not my kind of...
Because you were the captain of the ship, right?
No, I was not.
The captain does not lead the ship.
And I wasn't going to let the ship sink.
You took responsibility.
Yeah, somebody had to take over the ship.
And you took over the ship.
Yes, I did. You don't have to have more than 13% to do that, you know? Especially if you have the respect of the other people.
And every time money was needed at this company, and there were a lot of times for that, right?
Yes.
The one person that put the money in was Bob DeBenedictis, right?
Yeah, where else would they have gotten it?
And when bankruptcy was imminent, you stepped in and you saved the Millbrook house. That was you.
No, I used that as a medium to get money into the company because the company was needed.
And then when the time came to file for bankruptcy, the person who paid for the bankruptcy lawyer was Bob DeBenedictis, even though he's just a 13% minority shareholder.
Because once again, I was trying to save the company. It was a viable company, and I didn't want it to sink.
And when I was trying to subpoena Enrico Malta, the person who called him and told him to dodge was you, even though you were just a small bit player in this stuff.
That wasn't because of the subpoena. It was because the subpoena occurred. You played that message of mine to him at the subpoena. How would I know about the subpoena and the deposition that he had? That message that I left for him was because of a declaration that you had prepared and you had him sign. He didn't like me at the time because I was bringing him to court because of the things that he did that he shouldn't have done. So he didn't like me, and that's why I said, and I think, do you hate me that much? All I ever did was try to help the Maltas.
And even though you only had a tiny little 13% interest in the company, when we tried this case in 2007 against Mr. Imbriolo, you stepped up and you paid over $200,000 of his legal bills, you say, for the good of the company, right?
I would have done it if I were a 2% shareholder. The percentage of ownership had nothing to do with what I had to do. I just did it because I had to save the company. I never gave a second thought that I owned my own 13%.
And when Imbriolo wanted to appeal, you stepped in with $150,000 to retain a lawyer, even though you just have a tiny little 13% stake in this
Yes,
company.
I did. Because I thought through appeal, maybe the whole thing could go away. Not for Imbriolo, but for the company. And also, I might add, because I had been told that if I appealed this thing, and we won on appeal, the company won on appeal, the whole thing would